As a family that has just been introduced into this kombucha lifestyle, I am happy to report that it is actually a bit addictive. Kombucha is just one of those drinks that add so much health to our bodies and our guts. But did you know that you could actually make many more flavors of kombucha apart from just the regular black tea one that we know and love? So in this video, I want to show you 3 amazing kombucha flavors. It's gonna take like minutes to make these, and then they will ferment for like a day or 2, and then we're going to taste and love our lives, okay? And as I do that, I'm going to replace this kombucha, which is very ready now, with a fresh batch, because then we're going to do more stuff with it, okay? So the first thing we need to do is to actually introduce to you my lovely new flavors. So the flavors, today's MVPs are 3. We have some hibiscus leaves. I mean, even just the color of hibiscus is going to make this so amazing, plus the taste. I have our last fresh mango of the season. Can you imagine mango flavored kombucha? Yum. And then we have ginger, all right? And one of the things I'm looking forward to us doing in our Ferment Friday series soon is to make ginger ale. You know the soda? Only homemade. I'm so looking forward to that. But today we're using this to make ginger flavored kombucha. Yum. Now let's go to the kombucha that is actually ready. One thing that might give me a bit of a challenge in today's kombucha flavors is that I have 3 flavors. Unfortunately, I only have 2 kombucha bottles. So I'm thinking I'll use this one and try and see how to make it airtight, because I really want to make the 3 flavors. And if it doesn't work, then I'll make 2. I'll make the first. No, I have to. I mean, we just have to try it because I have to do all of them at once. So it will be a good experiment to see whether I can actually make flavors without an airtight bottle. So we are learning. So then if you don't have an airtight bottle, we'll see whether you can just use any bottle available to you. Let me start with the ginger one. Actually, this process is so easy. So the first thing is to chop up my ginger into really slim discs, discs, whatever they are. And we just do as much or as little as we want. And if I want it to really, really permeate, then I could actually just chop it completely. I believe the more surface area it's going to have to work on the ginger, the better. So I'm actually just going to use this too. And literally that's all the work, because the next step is to put this into the bottle and pour the kombucha on it. If you'd like to see a more detailed version of how to make kombucha from beginning to end, I've done an entire video on that. So check it out and be sure to follow our Ferment Friday series. We have made such good recipes over the last few weeks. And every Friday we have a new Ferment Friday video coming up. I'm excited for all the ideas you guys have been giving me, and I have a few projects that are already underway. I haven't shown you guys because they're taking a time to ferment. Okay, that's the whole process of fermenting. But stay tuned. I am loving this journey, and so is my family. So making these flavors is literally just pouring ready kombucha into the flavors and then letting it ferment, do the second ferment. And that's why it's so important to burp it. We're not going to put this bottle into the fridge. We're going to leave it at room temperature. Leave some room here for the gas to build up. Remembering to burp it once a day, otherwise we're going to have an explosion on our hands. Nobody wants that. Then the ginger at the bottom is just going to flavor the kombucha. One way you can tell that your kombucha has really fermented for a long time is how thick the Scoby gets. You can tell how thick this Scoby is because I let my kombucha stay for a bit too long, and that also makes it quite acidic. So one way to do this is when we're drinking it, we might have to dilute it with something and also make flavors like this. Makes the taste a bit more better. And the thing is, I want to make a small amount of hibiscus tea, but that's also very strong. So I'm not going to put a lot of water. I'm boiling it to maybe just a cup. And then to this cup, what's a cup? I add 5 tablespoons of hibiscus leaves. Let it steep for like 10 minutes, okay? Then, once it's nice and steeped and I've sieved it, I add some honey. Oh, I'm excited about this flavor. And then once it's nice and cooled, put it in my bottle, add my kombucha, again, burp it once a day, give it time for like a day or two. So in that pot, I'm making the hibiscus flavoring. In this pot, I want to start a fresh new batch of kombucha to replace the one that we are using currently. This time, I forgot to, I bought tea leaves. But I bought tea leaves, the ones that have tangawizi. And I don't know, I don't want to risk making kombucha with flavored tea leaves. So I'm just going to use tea bags. And it's a nice experiment also for us to see whether we can actually use tea bags. Of course I think we can, but I mean, let's just try it out. To make kombucha with tea bags, not tea leaves, and see whether it will be stronger or taste the same as we are learning. Once I have made the hibiscus for making the kombucha, I am not going to throw away my hibiscus leaves, don't worry. I'm going to boil them yet again to just make some hibiscus tea for my family. If you checked out my video on 10 different types of teas that every mom should know how to make, I shared with you guys a brand new recipe on how to make hibiscus mint tea. It is so good. Out of the 10 teas I made, the hibiscus one was one of my top 3. So check out that video. But anyway, that's just to let you know not to worry. I'm not going to throw away my hibiscus leaves after one use. But for the hibiscus flavored kombucha, that's all I need is a little bit of pre-boiled kombucha, pre-boiled hibiscus, and then I topped up with the ready-made kombucha. And then we give it time and we're going to come and test it. Final flavor, as I said, we're doing mango flavored kombucha. Yum! Can you say yum? I'm so excited for that. And the only thing to do literally is to just smash my mangoes, and then I'm going to put them in this bottle, and then I am going to top it up with the kombucha. So as you can see, I'm basically using almost all of the kombucha that I had made in this batch. So what I need to do now, once these flavors are done, is I am going to make fresh kombucha and also maybe reduce the Scoby because now I have such an abundance of Scoby, and then make a fresh batch and wait and see how that's going to ferment.
As I said, I am now very, very rich in Scoby, and this last one was so thick. So here's my plan. I'm going to cut it into two because the surface area of this canister is so huge. So the Scobies come out really, really big, but it's too much. It's too much. So I'm starting my first ever Scoby hotel. And for all of those guys who've been asking me, where do you get the Scoby? This is the best way to get one. You should just get it from someone who already has one. So I already have a bunch of friends who've been asking me for the Scoby, so I'm going to be distributing this to them. But I'm really looking forward to us making our own Scoby from scratch one of these days. But that's not today. So I'm just going to keep them in the fridge with a little bit of kombucha. They can last like that for weeks, honestly. I don't know if I told you guys how we visited my brother's house a couple of weeks ago, and I took 2 bottles of kombucha and we loved them. My parents, was the first time for them to taste kombucha, and my dad could not get enough of it. My dad and my brother, they really, really enjoyed it. So if you are a kombucha maker and you're attending those events, carry your own kombucha and let people get used to something healthy to drink. And you're just going to be the goat. You're going to be absolutely goated. The Scoby Hotel is fantastic for storing the Scoby, but I'm going to use a little bit of it in this fresh batch of kombucha with the little bit of kombucha that has been left in the canister as a starter.
It's been more than a day actually. It's time to burp these bottles. I'm being very careful with them so they don't explode. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I was so worried. The pressure had built and built. So by tomorrow, I'll be ready to taste. Oh, that was quite pressurized. This one that didn't have an airtight bottle, it's just lifting, honestly. So tomorrow we taste. So now it is time to taste test and see whether this experiment has actually worked or not. And I'm going to start with the ginger one. And we'll see whether it is as delicious as I hope. All right. It's a bit bubbly, but not as bubbly. I don't know why. Oh, wow. It tastes like stony. Literally tastes like stony. You know that tangawizi soda? This is it. Who wants to taste? Okay, taste.
Wow.
You like? Let's hear what your brother says.
It's a kick to it.
It has a kick.
I can't go real kick. Can I take another sip?
Yes, you may take another sip. His water is clearly. It's okay, you'll sip hibiscus. Okay? Alright, let's have a go with the hibiscus. The other one has been given a thumbs up. Hibiscus. It does have a kick. It's bubbly. It's definitely fermented. I can taste the sweetness of the hibiscus, but I feel like the ginger it's more gingery. This one is just nice and sweet and soft. So if you don't like that strong ginger kick, then this is the one for you. But the flavor is definitely coming through. Taste, Mama.
Yummy.
Yummy? Cool. Now something very interesting happened to the mango one. Okay, I think because it was not airtight, it continued fermenting and formed a baby Scoby on top. It is so interesting. Come closer. So this is the baby Scoby. It's so interesting. Then it got attached to the mango pulp, which rose, but it has a small baby Scoby here. So I need to remove the Scoby and the mango pulp so that we can reach the kombucha and taste it. I did not expect the mango pieces to rise, but I guess they rose with fermentation. Moment of truth. First of all, it smells so mangoey. I don't mind the pulp. the mango flavor is very strong. And I think of all the 3 flavors, this is the strongest flavor. It tastes so, it's like if we had mango flavored soda. This is how it would taste. It is so good. But I think if you don't like the pulpiness of it all, the best thing would be to sieve, which I think I'm going to do. I don't think my kids are going to enjoy drinking something that has soft, mushy things floating. But all in all, the flavors have really flavored. This has been a very successful experiment. So if you are on your kombucha journey like we are, please try these flavors. Let me know which other flavors you have tried. And thank you for hanging out on this Ferment Friday. Next week, we start a whole new journey. And I can't wait to show you. Bye.